So long sailing, bye-bye sailing.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
It's time for Wyoming Sports Talk today on KRAE. Here are your hosts, Nick and Larry Proetti.
And welcome once again to Wyoming Sports Talk today. Today we get to talk baseball, we get to talk fast pitch softball, two of the hottest things going on right now in our part of the world. We'll talk with head coaches Ty Lain along with Adam Galicia coming up here in a little bit. Hey, we do want to thank all our fine sponsors, Taco John's of Cheyenne, South Greeley Highway, Pershing and Ridge, Del Range and Ridge. Also, you'll find them downtown on KRAE Avenue and Taco John's on Yellowstone Road. Right now with Taco John's, again, you can use the Taco John app, and delivery is available as well. Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way, where, again, two ways. And I'm hoping that you're going to go out to the lot on Nation Way, kick a few tires, take a test drive, and sit down with the friendly folks over there at Key of Cheyenne where they can work out the buying, leasing option, payments, and all of the other good things, including getting a look at your bucket of bolts to give you a good trade-in. If you can't go, they can always do it online for you. KeyofCheyenne.com. And again, do the whole process there, follow all the prompts, and they'll even give you your trade-in via Kelly Blue Book. So again, a couple of ways to do your business with Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. See my good friend A.J. Miller and the wonderful staff today at Key of Cheyenne. Platte Valley Bank times 2, banking done the old-fashioned way over at Platte Valley Bank. Again, call for more information, 778-0021, as things are starting to lighten up a little bit where you might be able to do some business inside. Of course, you can use the convenient drive-thrus. Platte Valley Bank on Vanda High, and again, you will find them over on the corner of College and Pershing. Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Del Range, where I talked with my good friend Cindy yesterday. And again, you still have to use the curbside app with Chick-fil-A. They got 2 convenient drive-thrus. They're open Monday through Saturday. Good news, ice cream is back at Chick-fil-A, but it's in a cup. No cones yet. So again, check out CheyenneChicken.com because they do some great catering events as well, too. So, again, the crew at Chick-fil-A welcome you to come on in. They're open at 7 o'clock in the morning till 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Medicap Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs. Again, see Gene and the wonderful staff over on Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. They're open Monday through Saturday. And, again, you can come inside with your doctor's prescription, or you can use the convenient drive-thru outside at our friends over at Medicap Pharmacy. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Bruce and the crew say come on in. Left-hand doors for sales and the right-hand doors for service. Use the hand sanitizer. Again, check out all of the wonderful appliances on display. GE Maytag, Frigidaire, Whirlpool, great selection of televisions. On the right-hand door, hey, maybe you need to get a new light bulb for the refrigerator. Well, you can pick that up right there at the service department. Maybe it's time to change out the water filter. They got it all for you there at B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue, 638-6468. We also want to thank Lennox Auto Body and the Auto Glass and Detail Center, where my good friend Heather, I was talking with her today. Again, remember the Auto Body Shop over at 1020 Dunn Avenue, and the Auto Glass and Detail Center is located on Pershing Boulevard. Come on by, call for an appointment. Maybe you need to get an appraisal done. Hey, they'll do that for you. Or maybe you need that cracked windshield taken care of. Let the Auto Glass and Detail Center do that for you. 634-6608. First Tier Bank at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, open Monday through Friday. Again, banking always with customer service. You, first and foremost, you can call 635-0021. 635-2500, I think, for First Tier Bank, as you can get a hold of them. And, again, do your banking, again, inside or however you do your banking mobily with First Tier Bank. We want to thank Mondello's Pizzeria right across the street at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. 5th decade now for Joe in business. Still the #1 pie in Wyoming. Top 10 by the Food Network, folks. Again, freshly made dough with all the fresh ingredients. So you can also enjoy their stromboli, their calzone, their pepperoni rolls. They have delicious sandwiches, steak sandwiches, along with their hot and cold Italian sandwiches. Matter of fact, my favorite over there is their salami and provolone. Have it cold, have it heated up as well, too. Again, always fresh, always delicious at Mondello's Pizzeria. For takeout, go right to the window or give them a call, 778-6068. And our scoreboard. We do have a scoreboard. It's brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. We'll go first to Nick.
Recapping yesterday's action here in town against, at least over at Powers Field, Cheyenne Post 6 in action against the Laramie Rangers. Doubleheader action. Game 1 was 11-0 shutout in favor for the Sixers. Game number 2, similar results, but again, it was Post 6 coming out with a victory 7-3. So with the 2 victories yesterday for Cheyenne Post 6, they sit at 17-7 overall. They will have games coming up this Thursday on the road at Sheridan. More conference action as they will head up to Sheridan to see the Troopers. 4 o'clock and 6:30 are the start times for those games. Also, too, want to update folks, just in case we don't have a at least show tomorrow, Thursday, and we'll talk more with Adam Galicia about this as he'll come up in the 4 o'clock hour. But Cheyenne Extreme will be on the road, or at least they'll be here in town, but they'll be in action this Thursday as well. 4 and 5:45 as Cheyenne Extreme will host the Colorado Rockettes out of Erie, Colorado. Those games happening over at Converse Softball Complex. So again, action happening here in town, up north in Sheridan, coming up this Thursday.
Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. When we come back after the break, we will talk with Post 6 skipper Ty Lain along with one of his players, Garrett Oswald, coming up after the break right here on 1480 KRAE.
Alright, if you're a gamer, you know the world of gaming is full of amazing gear. Portable cannons, flying tanks, oh, like that one, mythic artifacts. But the most advanced tool in gaming today isn't even in the game. It's right in your hand. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel is purpose-built for gaming, created with pro gamers for gamers. What does that mean? It means it's formulated with ingredients that have been shown to improve accuracy, whoa, and alertness. And Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel tastes great too. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel even comes in a special can with a uniquely textured grip, so it's easy to refuel between respawns. The ones you're furiously trying to avoid? Hey, there we go. So next time you log online, gear up. Get the drink designed for gaming. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Is the touchscreen on your phone or tablet cracked or broken? Buying a new device could cost up to $1,000. Or you could let the local experts at High West Digital Solutions save you hundreds of dollars. We can replace your touchscreen in as little as a day, and your satisfaction is guaranteed. Visit our website at hwds.com or call 307-245-4333 and speak to a real live human being. High West Digital Solutions, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you. Family owned and operated Lennox Auto Body, along with the Auto Glass and Detail Center, has been serving our community for over 25 years with quality service and workmanship. So when you want it done right the first time, call Lennox Auto Body at 634-6608 for an appointment. Lennox Auto Body at 1020 Dunn Avenue. And the Auto Glass and Detail Center, remember, it's not clean until it's Lennox clean at 617 East Pershing Boulevard.
Lennox Auto Body. No shortcuts, no compromise.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Did you know B&B Appliance and TV has a local warehouse where they stock a variety of appliances in a wide range of colors and finishes, including black and white? Their friendly staff realizes that one look isn't for everyone, and appliance shopping isn't always convenient. B&B Appliance offers free in-town delivery and disposal of your old appliances. They'll be there for you after the sale, too, because they always service what they sell. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
If it happens on the diamond, the hardwood, the field, or even the ice, we'll talk about it on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Hi, this is Nick Peretti inviting you to join Larry Peretti and myself each weekday from 3 to 5 p.m. as we, along with our special guests, talk sports locally, regionally, and nationally. And you can chat with us too at 307-514-1071. It's Wyoming Sports Talk today only on 1480 KRAE, and you can stream live with us at 1480KRAE.com.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be mostly sunny with highs around 88. For tonight, it'll be mostly clear with lows around 52 and winds out the south at 15 to 20 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be mostly sunny with highs around 85. And on Wednesday night, it'll be partly cloudy with a slight chance of rain showers with lows around 45.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today on AM 1480 KRAE.
Time we're going to go first with the players. We get a chance to talk with Garrett Oswald, who was with us last year, and Garrett, if I'm not mistaken, pitcher for the Sixers. I guess I'm going to come out of the box, and we've asked this of other players that came in. Here you are. It's been kind of an up and down year. I mean, this has been a year to forget right now. You didn't know probably about 2-3 months ago that you're playing. How did you stay focused and get ready for the season? Because, again, all of a sudden it was like one day, hey, we got practice.
Yeah, well, I was going pretty good for a while. We were doing our winter workouts until it like really hit, and then I play hockey too, so I was just finishing up hockey too, and I was starting to get into baseball more and more, and then it hit, and it was kind of weird, just not doing really much. But I had a weight room in my basement that I was working out in, and after the snow kind of went away and melted, I'd try to get out and throw with one or two other people here and there just to kind of get my arm ready for the season if we had one, and just be ready when the time came. So
let's look back to at least where you're playing hockey before getting ready for the baseball season, or at least the possibility of baseball with Cheyenne Post 6. But as we saw with high school basketball, we saw with other spring sports here in the state of Wyoming, and again across the entire nation. But would assume same happened with you in hockey, where it was kind of an abrupt halt, or what happened with that hockey season this year?
Well, hockey was good because we kind of ended like a week or two before everything started like blowing up kind of. So we got to finish that out and kind of get it done and over with. So we didn't really have to deal with all that missing out on a season. So that was nice.
Nick mentioned 24 games into the season right now. So I guess let's talk about where you're at right now, especially with the arm strength. You've had a chance to, toe the rubber a little bit here for the Sixers. Tell us, it's great to be back on the mound, first and foremost.
But
sure. Again, how do you feel now that as you're getting into the crux of the season?
When we first started, it was kind of like still kind of getting the good feel, and just getting my arm in shape. But now as we've gone through like 25-ish games, I'm starting to get really kind of locked in and kind of just keep progressing every day and every week we have to work. So I've just been keeping progressing.
Talk about this last weekend where for Cheyenne Post 6, you kind of wonder if it was almost like a historical moment, especially with what's happening here in the world. But, again, you guys are able to cross state lines and play a baseball game where you were at in Pocatello, Idaho, and then eventually moved up to Idaho Falls, eventually seeing the last year's American Legion national champions, at least that Idaho Falls squad. But talk about that experience of stepping out of state boundaries, playing another state team, and again, seeing someone that's not here in the state of Wyoming. What was that kind of feeling?
Yeah, it was kind of good. Well, I had to stay back for graduation, sadly, but all the young dudes and our other dudes got to go up there, and it was just probably good to see more other than like Gillette and Casper and all them, and just see better, because those dudes up in Idaho are pretty good. We played them last year a couple times, and then we've played them in the past, and they've just been pretty solid. So to get that experience against high-level teams like that, and away from home also on the road, and I think we came away with a win. We split the second doubleheader, so that was a big win for us, I think, and for all the young guys to kind of get their confidence, just to show them like we can go somewhere else and get big wins like that.
So with the graduations, we'll first off say congratulations on graduating. Again, what has been a kind of interesting 2020 for you, but again, for other seniors around this entire nation. But remind folks what school you graduated from.
Yeah, I graduated from East High.
So you got graduation out of the way. Have you had next level, or at least is the next level kind of figured out right now for you?
Oh yeah, it was nice because I committed to. I'm going to Southeast Community College, which is in Beatrice, Nebraska. But I committed to them and signed on like late fall, so I was I'm like ready to go, and I didn't have to deal with all that. Like on Twitter and stuff, you see these kids who didn't maybe get the opportunity to sign with their college early, and they're kind of scrambling to find players and find a place to play. So that was nice, just having it kind of out of the way and just being able to focus on this post-6 season.
So with being a JUCO product, is it just solely baseball you're focusing on over there, or are you going to be a multi-sport athlete? What's going on?
Just baseball for me down there. So,
Garrett, I want to ask you this. I haven't asked any of the players of this particular question, so you're going to be the first. Again, we're the only show in town right now with both baseball and, again, with extreme softball. Mm-hmm. What's it like for you, again, as you grow up, and I can't remember who your favorite team was from the major leagues, but what's it like right now, what's going on with Major League Baseball? There's no games going on. I mean, does that kind of frustrate you a little bit? Because obviously you want to be a pro if you can go all the way.
Definitely. That's what it's kind of been weird. Like you see, like the Trevor Bauers on Twitter and stuff. Like how they're having that big fight. But honestly, ESPN they've been showing the Korean baseball league. That's been kind of cool to watch that, and like how the game's kind of different over there, and like their different way how they kind of play it different. But honestly, though, I thought like the Korean guys, I think post-6 kind of represents that. Like they don't have very many they don't throw as hard as the pros, but they like force more contact and like focus on the like fundamentals of the game. And I just see a lot of like comparisons with our program and that kind of, so it's kind of cool.
What's it like for you? Now, again, you watch the Korean baseball, there's no fans in stands.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a time where we were not going to allow people into the park, and then all of a sudden now people come back out. Tell us how much it means to you and the guys when you look up at Powers Field and you got a lot of great support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it means a lot, honestly. And like even earlier in the season when we went to Casper, it was kind of weird. We couldn't even sit in the dugout, so it was kind of like, how do you stay locked in the game when you're like sitting in the stands? You just think you're there watching. But I think last week is when we could go back in the dugout and like all the fans were there, and that was just nice to be back in the dugout and be able to like pick up your teammates if they need it, or just be there to like cheer them on, I guess. So
with you, Garrett, again, you've already committed to a JUCO. You got that all locked in place. You've already graduated. Nothing to kind of worry about, so to speak, right now at least during baseball time with Cheyenne Post-6. But for this season, where the state title is the only thing up for grabs, so to speak, or at least that's the thing you kind of hold your hat on for 2020. But for you as a player, what's the focus this season? Whether it's fundamentals, winning another state championship, what's kind of on your mind for 2020?
Well, yeah, obviously the state title is like the main goal of the season, especially without like regionals. So I think it's been kind of nice though. Like we take away like the regional distraction and all that, and we just really get a focus on the state tournament. And for me personally, I've kind of course, I'm getting ready. I'm trying to get ready to go to college and compete for a spot there, of course. But like also me being one of the older guys, and our team's been one of the youngest teams in a while, I think. It kind of reminds me, honestly, of my sophomore year. Like me and a lot like Travis and all them guys were really young that year, and we had like 3 or 4 seniors that were like really good to us and like helped us break in. So that's what I've kind of taken on, that leadership role, and just trying to help those young guys come along and like be able to produce. And they've been doing a really good job actually coming through and like picking up, because we lost I think like 8 seniors last year, so we had a lot of production that needed like those kids to step up, and they've done a really good job so far. So. We're
talking with Garrett Oswald. Garrett, being a pitcher, we're kind of weird, because I was like that too. And if I knew I was getting the ball that day, I had a routine. Mm-hmm. And my routine, especially at your age, would be like, got to go down to my mom's coffee shop, got to have my hamburger, French fries, and my soda, got to go home and get about a 2-hour nap, not going to shave, and whatever the case. Do you have a routine before you, knowing that you're going to pitch? Is there something that you do that's totally off the wall?
Well, I've had it, and I've kind of developed throughout my career, I guess. But right now I have a pretty good one. So I just listen to I have this playlist I listen to the night before to get like focused in and all that. Then I wake up, get 2 Taco John's breakfast burritos. And then I put on I have these Nolan Ryan socks that I wear before every game. And I use that. And then I have, I have 2 body armors and then a C4 energy drink is what I have before every game to get me going. So that's kind of my routine, honestly.
I had to listen to my Barry White 8-track tape before every game too.
Yeah, you gotta love the Nolan Ryan socks.
Yeah,
as well, too.
I dig. Again, we're different. I mean, like I said, it's almost like, if I shave, something's going to go wrong. I gotta have that one day of stubble out there and everything else. Again, too, with pitching. What things have you learned, again, in your career with Post 6? What have you developed that's made you a better pitcher?
Honestly, it's been like, of course, I've developed like the physical stuff and my stuff's gotten better as I've grown. But honestly, for me, it's been more of the mental and just because like some pitchers, I think it's all different. Like you could be like Max Scherzer and be like that crazy psycho dude out there, or you can be like Zach Greinke and not be like, oh, it's just another game. So for me, I need to be more calm on the mound, and that's where I feel I do best. So it's kind of been more of the mental, like just getting locked into my zone that I need to get to compete on the mound out there.
Fastball, curveball, what else?
Change up too.
Is it a circle change?
Yeah, circle change.
I notice a lot of guys are throwing that circle change right now.
Yeah.
Did you learn that from somebody or just by watching somebody throw it?
Yeah, I learned it through like one of my pitching coaches, Josiah Ward, helped me, and Jade, of course. But one of the dudes I really like watching for the changeup is Luis Castillo from the Reds. He has a super. That's what I kind of want. That's what I kind of try to replicate my changeup off of. So,
anything else you want to eventually add to the repertoire? Or are you happy with what you got, or something that you're hoping to learn eventually when you move on to that next level outside of Post 6?
Well, I'm just to continue to get those 3 pitches locked in and like as good as I could get them, and then also I'd like sooner, like in college, maybe I'll add in a slider or something like that too. So that would probably help a little bit too.
Well, Garrett, we want to thank you again for joining us here on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Wish you all the best this season, continued success as well.
Oh, yeah. Thank you guys for having me.
Garrett Oswald joined us here on 1480 KRAE. Take a timeout. We're going to talk with Sixers head coach Lain right after this on 1480 KRAE.
Summer is here. Is there a staycation in your future? Enjoy an adventure in your own backyard with a new boat, RV, or vehicle financed by Platte Valley Bank. With competitive rates and friendly service, we are here to help. Apply online at pvbank.com or stop in today and we can get you on the road or in the water.
You can count on Platte Valley Bank.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC.
All you good folks in Laramie and Goshen counties, listen up, please. Cheyenne Urological is now operating a satellite clinic in Torrington at 524 College Drive. Yes, top quality treatment for prostate cancer, urinary tract infections, kidney stones, impotence, and incontinence will now be provided by the highly trained staff of Cheyenne Urological in Torrington. So save yourself a trip and take advantage of the same wisdom, compassion, and expertise that served Cheyenne for over 30 years. Call Cheyenne Urological at 307-635-4131. Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Del Range across from Powers Field is a proud sponsor of our high school and LCCC student athletes. Chick-fil-A always offers 2 convenient drive-through lanes to pick up your order if you are on the go. Plus, they have an excellent dining room for the whole family. And remember to order ahead. Use the Chick-fil-A app on your phone. Stop into Chick-fil-A today, open Monday through Saturday, where you can enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Your home for the real chicken sandwich taste. Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Del Range.
This is the time of year you will see motorcycles riding around town and on the highways. All motorists are reminded to safely share the road with motorcycles and bicyclists and to be on the alert to keep these riders from harm. These could be your neighbors, your friend, or someone's mother or father. Motorcycles and bikes are cautioned to make themselves visible to other motorists. When you come to a stop, always look left and right before proceeding. This will help prevent an avoidable accident and will keep everyone safe. To all drivers on Wyoming roads, be mindful and vigilant. Paid for by Federal Highway Safety Funds.
At Medicap Pharmacy, we concentrate on nothing but your medications and your health. Each location is a locally owned full-service neighborhood pharmacy. We won't make you walk through aisles and aisles of stuff or wait in a long line. Instead, we'll always make time for you by listening, answering your questions, and explaining your prescriptions.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Capital Lumber is number one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Since 1966, family-owned and operated Capital Lumber Company has been the stop for all lumber, paint, tools, accessories, remodel and do-it-yourself projects, and so much more. Now, Capital Lumber Company announces the beginning of a tasty relationship with Traeger grills, as they now have in stock several models of Traeger grills, along with pellets and accessories. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne. Your locally owned and operated radio stations, KYOI-FM and 1480 KRAE AM, are just that, local, serving Cheyenne and Laramie County, where your advertising dollar stays local, too. It doesn't end up in Colorado, Oklahoma, New Hampshire, or even New York. We conduct business here, we shop here, and we live here. And we support our entire community 24/7, 365. Just because it has a window dressing doesn't mean it isn't a facade. A reminder from KYOI and 1480 KRAE.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
You know, it's always nice to talk off mic during the commercial break as we get a chance now to talk to Lain, skipper of Post 6. And, you know, it's interesting, Coach, that you got a chance to get out of town. And, again, usually when we're catching up with you, you're going to Colorado, you're going, you know, this, that, you're going up to Rapid City, whatever the case may be. But you got a chance this weekend to get out of town. And you went to Idaho and Idaho Falls. And you know, the bottom line is, though, it's not a lot of travel for this year. It's kind of really not a strange season, but it's like you're going to be home a lot during the latter part of the season here.
Yeah, definitely. It was really, really good to get out of town and go test ourselves on the road. And you know, when we go to the state tournament, it's going to be on the road, so we got to at least do that enough to get a feel for it. But you're right. You know, usually all the players' girlfriends are pretty pissed off at this point in the year, and that's not going to be the case this summer. They're going to be happy. We'll be around quite a bit.
So, again, as we look back at this past weekend, you were one of the few teams to actually head up to Idaho to see last year's national champions, that being out of Idaho Falls, that American Legion team. So, again, as you prepare for this season to compete for a state title, again, that's the only thing that Post 6 can focus on with everything that has happened, but still to kind of see that top-tier, at least level competition outside of the state of Wyoming. I mean, that was obviously got to be a good thing that these athletes, again, like Garrett, those who are also moving on after this season out of Post 6, hey, they still got to see that top-level talent here in the country.
Yeah, definitely. There were two really good teams. Pocatello, I was very impressed with Pocatello. They got a bunch of college guys on their team. We faced a college arm, and he was tough. And, you know, obviously Idaho Falls being the defending national champions, they're extremely talented as well. And, you know, I think we're bringing in quite a bit of talent here in Cheyenne. It's different when you're playing them at home. You've got some of those advantages that you don't have on the road. So, you know, to be able to play that caliber of baseball and travel, and, you know, we had bus problems and we had every little thing that you would have when you go on the road to make it as difficult as it could be. And that's a good test for our club, and I thought we got better every time we played while we were down there and finished it off with a win.
We'll talk about that, at least the second part of that series up at Idaho, where, again, taking on that national champion team out of Idaho Falls, where, again, you played at the home of the Idaho Falls Chuckers, where, again, a minor league team. Talk about that, at least experience, especially for your athletes and including yourselves, where, again, you've been around this country. Again, you saw national at least championship down there in Farmington, seeing what the Connie Mack offers, but a little unique opportunity to play in a minor league baseball stadium of what they did as a presentation for not just Post 6, but again for that Idaho Falls team as well this weekend.
Yeah, it was really cool. They had the the Chuckers staff was running it like it was a full-on Chuckers minor league game. They got the video boards and all the stuff. It reminded me a lot of the Connie Mack World Series atmosphere with just less people in the crowd. But they did have a good crowd out there, so that was cool. They played the video montage of the Bandits' run to the national title right before we started, and that was pretty cool to watch. And then we came out and we didn't play great in the first one, and we didn't play great in the first two against Pocatello either. But, I thought we were getting better every time we played a game. And then that last game, we throw a freshman at the defending national champs, and Coulter McAnally just threw outstanding. And we had a sophomore pick up 4 hits in Caden Anderson and got a big double late down the line to score some runs for us and kind of give us that separation. And then we were able to hold on and win it 8-2. So it was a fun baseball game for sure.
So with Pocatello and Idaho Falls, was this kind of their first entry into at least competition, not just so much out of state, but just competition in general, or are they kind of following along the same lines of what we're seeing here in the state of Wyoming?
It was their first games against somebody outside of the state of Idaho. So they had been playing. And they were saying they were mostly like scrimmage type games without umpires and stuff like that. So, but they had been playing baseball, and it was their first official game that went on their record for both clubs. And the last time the Bandits played an official game, they dogpiled and won a national title. So we got to be the first team that they played after that, which was a really cool experience for our guys, and it was fun to be a part of.
It's interesting, like what Garrett said, that, it was graduation for Cheyenne East. And again, that's a very important time, especially during this unique year of 2020. You had a chance to see the future of Post 6 baseball. So, again, you're throwing a freshman, you got a sophomore that's banging out 4 hits. Looking at your team as it's coming together right now, the youth along with the veterans, seems to be gelling, and the future looks really bright.
Really bright. We're as talented as we may have ever been at the younger level right now in our program, and there's a lot of kids that can really play, and you don't throw a freshman against Idaho Falls and win unless you've got some talent in those guys. So, Bradley Feeser threw an outstanding game against Pocatello. I mean, he's had as many semesters of high school as the guy he's facing has had semesters in college. So, when you're going heads up freshman versus college freshman, and it's a 2-1 ball game going into the 7th inning, Brad threw outstanding there, and guy like you said, young guys coming through with big hits for us. To me, it seems like Dominic Lopez and Zach Kostopoulos, those are veterans on our team, but they're sophomores in high school. So. That's just how young we are, middle of the order, 3, 4, 5, we're young. And, we've got Nico Vite and Andrew Johnson getting us at the top of the order. And then from there, we got a lot of guys that are going to be really, really good baseball players and can continue to play on in college if they want to.
So at least the past weekend, you were without some of those kind of veteran leadership due to graduation. So again, relying on the younger guys who put out a good effort again against top-level teams, again, not just in this region, but again across the nation, as we talked about Idaho Falls and national champions on the American Legion side. But this past, at least yesterday at Powers Field, back here in town, as we're talking about, hey, we're going to have a lot of home games for the remainder of this schedule for Cheyenne Post 6. But again, you hosted more conference action against the Laramie Rangers, 11-0 in game number 1, 7-3 victory against this Laramie Rangers team. Obviously, it was nice to have those veterans come back and be a part of that team to get back into that kind of state conference mode, so to speak, yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. It was huge to have Travis and Garrett toe the rubber for us, 2 seniors that have pitched in a lot of conference games and big games for us. And both of them were outstanding yesterday. And, the first game out, our offense kind of exploded there early for 10 runs in the first 2 innings and kind of put that game away early. And that was huge for us because we had traveled all day Sunday, and it had been a pretty grueling road trip for that distance. And we had to turn around, and we had a PBR camp in the morning, Monday morning, so our guys were out there at that. and then in the afternoon we're playing conference games. So it's been a long week for our guys, but that's kind of exactly what we were shooting for, is put them through that test, and to get 2 conference wins after that is huge, and I feel like we've kind of passed that test for our group.
I want to go back to the younger guys, and again, as long as I've been here with your pop running the program, and you taking over as well, and I don't want to say that the interest has never been there, because again, you wanted to play ball for Post 6, but it seems like the younger guys that are coming through the feeder programs to Post 6 are coming there with a lot more skill. And again, too, I know your pop's been part of that feeder program, but it seems to me right now the interest, the excitement for years to come is pretty good right now for Post 6.
Yeah, we're hopeful that it keeps rolling that way. But I got to give a lot of credit to Brad Barker and Aaron Smith and Isaac Block. Those 3 guys are running our 13-year-old YCO team, and they kind of are the pinnacle of the YCO program for kids that are playing from age 7, 8 years old all the way through. And
guys that have played in the program as well.
Exactly. We're getting into where, from when Coach Lain started this thing, we're now second generation through, and the parents that are running those YCO teams and just the community in general, they've got a really good idea of what it takes to be a really good baseball player, and they're not just coaching their son to be a really good baseball player. They want to take those teams and make that whole group as good as they can make it. And it reminds me of Dave Plouffe in Rapid City. He said, when that 3rd generation comes through, that's when it can get really, really scary. So we're excited about where our program is, and in the lifetime of our program, we're in a good spot right now, and we're seeing good, young, talented players coming through as we go.
Let's talk about the Post 6 family in general, where obviously, again, interesting times right now here in 2020 with what is happening on the pandemic side across the entire globe. Last week where we talked with Cheyenne Extreme, hey, they found some players that were not a part of the Extreme family, but for this season, hey, their local team, whether it was in Scotts Bluff or around the region, hey, they're not playing. Hey, come on by and we'll play some softball if you got the talent, if you got the tools. Is Post 6 kind of on that availability right now as, again, things kind of change or fluctuate right now? Do folks from Colorado, from Scotts Bluff, from around this region can reach out to Ty, can reach out to at least to the prep teams on down of the Post 6 family to say, hey, I got my kid here. He's not playing baseball. See that you guys are playing baseball here in Cheyenne. Would love to send them your way. Are there options like that available right now?
We've definitely had a few people reach out with that type of request. For us to be able to have them in our program, they need to be eligible to play in Legion Baseball in Wyoming. So, they'll have to have an address that's in Cheyenne. So that makes it a little bit trickier for our program. But even if they can't get in with us, we've actually had 2 kids that did get in with us. They've got a dad. The dad lives here in Cheyenne, so that worked out well. And but if they're not able to do that, we sure do point them in a direction. We've got a lot of relationships, NOCO Roughnecks, different Northern Colorado type teams that have a little bit more freedom to do that type of thing. So. Anyone that reaches out, we can help try to get them in a place where they can play good baseball this summer.
We're talking with Ty Lain, who is the manager of Post 6. Ty, as you guys will be headed up to Sheridan to play baseball there, and then you come back for an extensive homestand, as you mentioned. I guess as you're back at Powers Field for that lengthy stay, and again, you related that to Post 22 up in Rapid City. Tell us a little bit what your plans are during all that lengthy homestand. Obviously, you want to get the best talent to come in, but you also have to have conference opponents coming in as well too. So tell us a little bit. I guess what I'm driving at there, are you planning on different things? Wood bat, aluminum bat? What's going to be happening during all that time that you're back at Powers Field?
Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of all that for sure. We're going to go play these 2 conference games in Sheridan, and then we've got tournaments 4 weekends in a row coming up. So we'll have conference games and stuff during the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just usually once a week. We got a conference game or something in there midweek. And then tournaments that go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I know there's at least 2 of them will be wood bat and played with a little bit of that Colorado style of baseball. And then I know the firecracker that we'll host will be aluminum and have that Legion-type Wyoming style of baseball played in that. So we're going to get a taste of everything, and our guys are going to enjoy it. It's going to be a really fun month coming up.
Now, this might be a Phil question, Ty, but I'll still ask you to see if you can answer it some bit. But, again, as we've gotten inquiries, and I wouldn't doubt other media outlets here in Cheyenne have gotten inquiries where, hey, we now know baseball and softball is in action. Hey, we want to get out of the house and watch some sort of sport since the pros are not going right now. So at least with Cheyenne Post 6, with the Cheyenne Extreme, hey, you can attend, but folks have been wondering about, is there at least a cap on
a gate fee,
a cap on attendance as well too for the upcoming tournaments? Is that something kind of to be determined right now of how many will be able to attend Powers Field, if there will be a gate fee or a tournament fee, so to speak? Is it something that they need to tune in online to Cheyenne Post 6 on Facebook or Twitter? Can you talk about that, at least those upcoming tournaments?
Yeah, definitely. Right now, it looks like we're definitely not going to charge any gate fees or anything. So anybody that wants to come out to the ballpark, you're more than welcome to. And it doesn't sound like we have a cap number that we have to stop letting people in either. What the main thing we've got to do is ask people to socially distance. When you're with your family, you can be right close to your family, but try to separate yourself 6 feet away from other people that aren't in your household. And there's no real number that we're saying at this point. We're closing the gate and no one can get in, and we're not going to charge anybody to come into the gate either. So it's kind of it's on your own. Do what you would prefer to do, and hopefully we get a lot of our community out there and watching some baseball here in late June and July, because it's going to be fun.
Or either do what I saw where I was cruising out in the outfield. I attended at least game number 1 yesterday of Cheyenne Post 6 versus Laramie. Had to leave early due to Oso, again, barking at the players, getting a little excited by the action, at least what was happening on Powers. But, again, folks are also, too, lining the outfield as well, too. Saw Central High 80, Chad Whitworth as well, too, watching the game from his truck in the outfield. So, again, if you are worried if folks may not be social distancing or you don't want to enter those grounds, again, those outfield options are also too available there at Powers Field.
Garrett made a very good point when he was talking with us earlier. It was talking about having some of the team in the dugout and some of the guys that were sitting out. Does the team now feel like a team that everybody is, you could turn around and there's 18 or 15 guys behind you and coaching staff. I mean, does it feel more and more baseball-ish?
Totally. I mean, you're right. It was a good point. When we had half our team in and half of it out, I mean, you could try to do everything you can to make the kids that aren't in the dugout feel like they're in the baseball game, but when they're sitting in the bleachers with the fans outside of the dugout, I mean, it just feels like that they're there to watch the game instead of be a part of the game. And so to have them back in our dugout, and I can tell you this, there's a way that we coach our kids on how to be in the dugout and things that we want to have accomplished while you're in the dugout and the type of energy that we're looking to have in our dugout. And we're basically starting that process from scratch right now. This week, I could tell you our dugout wasn't great. It wasn't great. It's not where we wanted it to be. So that is a part of our team, and how do we build that? And it doesn't matter who in baseball, somebody different is in the dugout for every game pretty much. You're not going to run the same 9 guys out there every day. So everyone needs to understand how to be in the dugout and what we're looking for out of that, and we're going to keep working and grinding at that part of it too.
Final thought, and then we'll let you go here, and do appreciate you coming in again with our weekly chat. As we were talking about everybody being in the dugout, and I remember on an off day for me, I'm charting pitches. Obviously, you know this game head to toe as well as Jade, and again, you got a great staff that helps you out. what do you teach these young guys? For example, if Garrett's not pitching, is he charting? Whoever's on the mound that day? Is he counting the number of pitches? Do you have somebody out there doing some scouting for you, sitting on the bench watching? Obviously, you got to have a lot of eyes helping you as well too.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got one of the pitchers is usually running the book, so the game changer type stuff, and we've got another pitcher that is charting pitches, locations, and results of that. And then position guys, their job is to kind of be on whatever position you play. Let's make sure our guys are positioned. You're coach's eyes in the dugout as well. So if you feel like we got a guy that's in the wrong spot, we got to communicate on that. And then there's things like, what kind of verbiage are we going to use to encourage our teammates, and what kind of, you can sell. I can tell you this, if you got a good dugout, you can sell some strike calls throughout the course of the game with the right energy throughout the game, and change some balls into strikes and vice versa. So, we got to be on top of that every pitch of the game and locked in and trying to get every advantage our way that we can.
And final thought for me, for you, Ty, and again, we appreciate you joining us here in studio talking Cheyenne Post 6. We'll go a little, or at least I'll go a little off cuff with you, and again, look towards the pros, where I want to get your thoughts on how confident do you think that we'll have an MLB season this year, and then also, too, again, as you deal with young athletes, or at least those throughout, again, from high school all the way on down with the Cheyenne Post 6 family, if baseball does not happen here in 2020, does that have effect on that youth that does not get to see the pros, where, hey, kids can be a little influential. Hey, NHL's playing, NBA's playing, MLB's not, so I'm going to go now focus my efforts on hockey. Are you worried that if we don't have an MLB season, that it could have some kind of drastic effect on kind of youth being interested in that sport?
Yeah. First of all, I could tell you that I'm not super confident that that's going to get done. What the owners are kind of asking for. And in baseball, money is guaranteed money, and so it's hard for those guys to give that money up. So I understand that, and I'm not very confident that they're going to get that figured out. So we'll see what happens there. But if we don't get a major league season, I don't know if it'll be a drastic impact on the youth of our community, because it's been a staple of the United States of America for a long time, and it's going to hurt for sure. It's going to have an impact for sure. We're going to lose out on some of these guys that are kind of deciding which route they want to go in sports. And, they've seen an NFL season. They're going to miss an entire summer. They saw a basketball season, and they're going to come back and get an NFL season is what it looks like here. So it definitely will have an impact. I'm very hopeful that they can get this thing lined out and we can start getting some baseball games in whatever capacity, 40, 50 games. Even if I understand that's not a normal baseball season and you lose the ebbs and flows of 162 games, but baseball in any capacity, we would love to have it back. So we're hopeful we can get that.
Yeah, we talk about like a Nolan Arenado, but we don't even know what's going through the mind of a Brandon Nimmo.
Right.
Again, he hasn't had that opportunity to have a full season under his belt because he's had an injury or sickness or whatever the case may be. I can't imagine what he's going through right now. He's got to be climbing the walls.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone wants to be playing. I could tell you that for sure.
Unless he's checking his eligibility of like, hey, do I have a year left to come back and play the Post Six?
Sorry, he's making a little too much money for the Post Sixers. Hey, Coach, thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate it. We want to thank Garrett Oswald joining us earlier. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back with more here on 1480 KRAE.
Would you rather walk across hot coals or have poison ivy everywhere? Some choices are a lose-lose, but it's all win-win at Taco John's. Choose 3 chicken street tacos or 3 chicken soft-shell tacos for just $5. Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
Our drive-thru is still open. Swing by for all your Taco John's favorites for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or order delivery from participating locations with the Taco John's app. Family-owned and operated Lennox Auto Body, along with the Auto Glass and Detail Center, has been serving our community for over 25 years with quality service and workmanship. So when you want it done right the first time, call Lennox Auto Body at 634-6608 for an appointment. Lennox Auto Body at 1020 Dunn Avenue. And the Auto Glass and Detail Center, remember, it's not clean until it's Lennox clean at 617 East Pershing Boulevard.
Lennox Auto Body. No shortcuts, no compromise.
you're looking for fun and style, then the new 2019 Kia Optima has what you need. And here at Kia of Cheyenne, we can help you own one. I'm AJ Miller, and the 2019 Kia Optima will reward your daily drive with comfort, performance, and advanced engineering. Kia Optima technology, your phone allows access to remote lock or unlock, climate control, 24-hour roadside assistance, and much more. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com. We'll make it easy.
Or on a gas-fired water heater. Or you could spend $0 on a top-of-the-line electric water heater from High West Energy. That's right, $0. High West members can upgrade from gas to electric without spending a penny. Don't you wish all decisions were this easy? Go to highwestenergy.com to learn more or call 307-245-3261. High West Energy, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you. At First Tier Bank, we are proud to be a member of this great community and will always support all of our high school athletes. First Tier Bank takes great pride in sponsoring the live broadcast of the games and would like to wish all of our teams good luck. We share the credo with Newt Rockney when he said, "One man practicing sportsmanship is far better than 100 teaching it." It's all about the high school sports at First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, Cheyenne.
For almost 60 years, 1480 KRAE has been Cheyenne's home for good times and great oldies. Add to that live play-by-play sports featuring high school football and basketball, along with LCCC men's and women's basketball. Now combo that with KYOY FM and you have Cheyenne and the area's only locally owned AM and FM radio stations. But we don't stop there. We also have 2 FM translators which serve the area with programming from both KRAE and KYOY. And that equals a lot of bang for your advertising dollar. Radio yesterday and now today, along with our websites, web streams, and digital ventures, makes us your one-stop shop. For more information, please call Larry Proetti at 307-637-0301.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be mostly sunny with highs around 88. For tonight, it'll be mostly clear with lows around 52 and winds out the south at 15 to 20 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be mostly sunny with highs around 85. And on Wednesday night, it'll be partly cloudy with a slight chance of rain showers with lows around 45.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
You know, the closing moments of this particular hour, Nick, and I'm glad you asked that question of Ty. You know, will there be a Major League Baseball season and the youth of America? I mean, what we have seen in this country over the last, 3 months, including, obviously the last couple of weeks or last 3 weeks has just been pretty awful for our young people. But what's going on with Major League Baseball, and you and me have discussed this numerous times, and we've also shared our opinions. And matter of fact, even when I was talking to Ty, we let too many people get involved in this in Major League Baseball.
Well, again, what you're seeing in baseball is what you see kind of in a political scene as well, where, again, you have too many voices out there where, hey, it just needs to be A and B. You hash it out, and then you figure out things. But again, it is something that where, it came out a couple days ago that Commissioner Manfred basically said, hey, he has no confidence that we will have an MLB season. But, again, it was kind of more pertinent to ask Ty about, again, as he sees that he's been through the system, and again, even me, where, watching baseball, at least when I grew up, again, the Barry Bonds age, or Sammy Sosa, or Mark McGwire, seeing some of those big names when I was growing up. And again, ESPN's doing a 30 for 30 on that era right now. But, again, if there is no baseball for some of those 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-olds to watch or can kind of emulate of a Mike Trout, a Bryce Harper, whoever, Nolan Arenado with the Colorado Rockies, if that does not happen this season, is it something that could create a ripple effect where those children, those potential athletes say, oh, hockey's on, I'll watch that. Right. Or now, hey, hockey looks cool. Baseball, they can't figure things out. I'll watch hockey, and cool, I now found this new hockey player. Or basketball, if that gets underway. And again, eventually football as well, where you wonder, and again, there are people speculating that, hey, if MLB does not get underway, this could be a kind of nail in the coffin situation that could be felt for many years for MLB.
I think my age group, and I was glad that, you were only about 4 or 5 at the time of the last strike. But, as you got older, we got a chance to take you to the ballpark, and your sister, too.
Again, look what happened after that last strike where, again, fans turned away from MLB. It took forever
and then they started coming back. But
again, it was not immediately. It was, we got a sour taste, and it took years.
But the thing is here, it also proves to me, and you said a key word in there, the commissioner, Rob Manfred, has shown how weak his leadership is.
And he's right there with Goodell being one of the
Yeah,
worst.
I mean, right now, those two are, of the 4 major sports. Who would have thought that Gary Bettman would be right there at the top?
Not surprising, again, as you look at his body of work and what he's doing with the NHL, again, with the expansions, with the TV deals, and what they've been able to do.
Labor has finally decided to work with management.
You are the first pro league to expand into Las Vegas. Now you have an expansion up to Seattle that is kind of desperate for a team outside of what you have with the Seahawks. So, again, you have that upcoming NHL franchise. And, again, you're seeing – not a rehash of Stanley Cup champions. Again, you're seeing some of those expansion teams like Tampa Bay, like Carolina. You saw the resurgence of Chicago for 3 in the early 2010s. And again, most recent with the Washington Capitals, St. Louis Blues as well, too. Again, you're seeing that kind of parity in the NHL where, hey, even Las Vegas with the Vegas Golden Knights,
their
first year into it out of an expansion draft where no one gave them a shot of even making the playoffs or even doing good that season, they competed, albeit, again, it came down to 5 games, but they competed for a Stanley Cup.
But, we're saying if there is no Major League Baseball, will fans come back? It will be a slow process. Fans will, again, they'll come back.
Yeah, they will.
And maybe
is it something for me that if MLB doesn't happen this year that I just turn my back on it? No, I'll always be a Giants fan. I'm always going to watch baseball. I've been jonesing to go out to a ballpark or at least a pro ballpark at some point in time, knowing that it's not going to happen here in 2020. If you get the full season in 2021, I'll definitely go out to Coors or go to whatever, at least ballpark that I have planned. Like, for instance, this season, before this all happened, was excited to go see the Milwaukee Brewers. Go up there to Miller Park and see what that stadium is all about.
I would hope, and here's the deal with the ownership. Ownership, again, is no different than the NFL ownership. They're country clubbers. That's why they got a guy like Rob Manfred in there. But they're going to have to seriously sit back and think about what is going on this season.
And again,
Rob Manfred. Again,
this is a big joke right now. So at least what you're seeing right now with the MLB, where again you have millionaires complaining with billionaires, and billionaires doing the same, complaining towards those millionaires. Again, you have rich people that are pretty well off than the rest of the nation that are complaining of, hey, I can't get this money, hey, I can't get this money, and we're just going to not get paid at all.
And you've got guys that had stars in their eyes that are now stacking boxes at Walmart.
Yeah.
I mean, and they should be on the field right now.
And the good thing out of all of what is happening, or at least what you've been seeing, I think the A's committed and a few other pro teams have basically said, hey, we're going to start looking into paying our minor leaguers, so at least that's a start. I think the A's said, and again, a few other clubs said, I think they'd pay salaries until September, is what I think I saw. Again, that was released a couple days ago. So at least out of what has been negative as a whole of MLB not having a season, it looks like baseball, though, or at least those pro clubs have looked internally and said, hey, there's less, I don't want to say less unfortunate at this point, but again, our minor league systems that, again, don't get paid nearly enough. And again, they have to sometimes, especially in the rookie A leagues, hey, they got to work multiple jobs to play baseball. It's good that they're committing to say, hey, we're going to look internally and make sure that our developmental players, or at least some of those, as you said, have stars in their eyes, are taken care of.
And final thought from me here as we get ready for our next guest. What bothers me about this is that these two sides virtually had agreements at the end of March after, once spring training was canceled, and what are we going to do to get ready to play a season? And again, this is where I throw in the Scott Borrases of the world. These are the people that are bad for baseball. I'm sorry. These agents are.
Depends on what side of the aisle you stand on. Where players would say, "Hey, he's good because he's gonna fight you for
he's gonna get you piles of money, and
Yeah.
that's a good thing. But he's also going to say, hey, you know what? If you're not going to get all your money, let's not play.
Yeah.
He is worse than the MLB Players Association head, Tony Clark. And Tony Clark right now is going to put himself in the same vein as a Marvin Miller or Donald Fear, where people like you and me, the working stiffs that have been out of work, whatever the case may be because of COVID-19. And we're going to, like you said, we're seeing billionaires and millionaires fighting right now, and we're going to have second thoughts about jumping back into the pool.
Yeah.
And again,
what could have been a great opportunity for baseball to get back, or at least be the first pro sport to get back and absorb.
And it should have been back.
And again, you would absorb desperate eyes, so to speak, where, hey, if you weren't a baseball fan, well, there's nothing else going on unless you want to watch NASCAR or some kind of rogue sport on ESPN. Hey, but Major League Baseball's figured out things, and they got action, again, competitive games going on, a season that's going towards something. MLB, basically, again, the whole system.
They slit their throat.
They missed on a big opportunity.
And you might be getting fans back in the stands, whether it's in Arizona or Florida right now, too. So, again,
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm like everybody else. I'm not optimistic right now.
I think everyone else
season.
is kind of focused on NHL right now because, again, at least NBA right now.
NBA's got some problems now, too, all of a sudden.
You got dissenters right now, or at least for good reasons. But, again, NHL right now is seen to be the absolute thing.
And then thing with Adam Silver won't make a move until LeBron James tells him what to do. That's the scary part of him. He's also becoming one of the worst commissioners out of the four. All right, we are going to take a timeout. We'll be back with hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk today, right here on 1480 KRAE.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. It's time for Wyoming Sports Talk today on KRAE. Here are your hosts, Nick and Larry Proetti.
Hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk today. Sorry, I had a Pepsi bowl in my throat there. Being brought to you by First Tier Bank. Last hour I gave out the wrong phone number. I want to give the right phone number out. It's 632-3500. Again, they're open Monday through Friday at 1508 Stillwater Avenue. Across the street is Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Sweet Dean, the Greenway Commons. And again, Joe and the family invite you to come on by, 778-6068. Again, takeout window is there, and give them a call and find out what's happening for dinner tonight. Mondello's open Monday through Saturday at 11 o'clock, and they open at 12 noon on Sundays. Also want to thank Lennox Auto Body, along with the Auto Glass and Detail Center, 634-6608. The Auto Body Shop over at 1020 Dunn Avenue, the Auto Glass and Detail Center on Pershing Boulevard. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. 50-plus years they've been at it. And again, remember, they service what they sell always at B&B Appliance and TV, 638-6468. Medicap Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs. Check out what Gene and the great crew has going on inside. Again, they're practicing the social distancing over at Medicap Pharmacy. And again, they have a convenient drive-through as well. We on Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Del Range, right across from Powers Field and Menards. And again, talking with Cindy here, want to remind you their hours are 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Again, the mobile curbside is available. Check out your Chick-fil-A app. They're also doing catering. So go to CheyenneChicken.com. And again, 2 convenient drive-thrus to get you in and out. And ice cream is back, but it's in a cup. That's okay. I'll take it any way I can, especially when it comes from Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Del Range. Platte Valley Bank times 2 on Vanda High, and at the corner of College and Pershing, again, convenient drive-thrus. Also, to give them a call, 778-0021, to do banking inside as far as maybe you need a home loan, an auto loan. They are there for you at Platte Valley Bank. Key of Cheyenne on Nation Way, again practicing the social distancing thing, but they're also sanitizing hourly. Got hand sanitizer there. They really like for you to come onto the lot and take a test drive of the 2020s. But again, if you insist on wanting to do it online, you just don't want to come out, that's fine. Again, go to KiaCheyenne.com. Follow all the prompts where they can get the buying leasing process started. They also can give you your trade-in via Kelley Blue Book by following all the prompts at KiaCheyenne.com. And we want to thank Taco John's of Cheyenne, again, with the international headquarters here. Taco John's app as well for delivery. So, again, remember that here in Cheyenne. Taco John's, South Greeley Highway, Pershing and Ridge, Delrange and Ridge, downtown on KRAE Avenue, and you'll find them on Yellowstone Road. And we also want to thank Pepsi of Cheyenne, our proud sponsor of our Pepsi scoreboard. Let's go to Nick.
Recapping yesterday's action, doubleheader action for Cheyenne Post 6 as they were in action here in town at Powers Field, taking on Laramie Rangers in conference action. How about game number 1, 11-0 victory for Cheyenne Post 6, and some of the result for game number 2 for the Sixers as they got a victory 7-3. So with the two wins yesterday, they are 17-7 overall. Cheyenne Post 6 on the road coming up this Thursday at Sheridan, taking on the Troopers. 4 o'clock is the start time for game number 1. Game number 2 set to go, at least get underway around 6:30 tentative time. Also, too, again, if we do not have a show tomorrow, do want to update folks for Thursday's games for Cheyenne Extreme as they will be here in town over at Converse Softball Complex. They'll have a doubleheader as well. 4 o'clock and 5:45 are the set at least times, as Cheyenne Extreme will play host to the Colorado Rockets out of Erie, Colorado. So that's what's upcoming on the scoreboard here in town.
Speaking of the Cheyenne Extreme, they're up next right here on 1480 KRAE. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Kate.
And we're not just literal taste buds. We're best buds.
And there's nothing that we love more than a
cool,
crisp,
deliciously refreshing Pepsi!
Sure, we live inside your mouth.
But that doesn't mean we don't enjoy the finer things.
Hey, Nate. Pepsi incoming!
Here it comes!
Tastes so good.
Tell me about it.
So,
amazing.
That's what I was thinking.
It's like we share the same mouth, Kate.
Forever and ever, Nate.
Make your taste buds happy and pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
What is Schwab's modern approach to investing? It's great service. It's transparency about how much you're paying in fees and commissions. It's offering some of the lowest costs in the industry backed by a satisfaction guarantee. If you're not satisfied for any reason, they'll refund the eligible fees and work with you to make things right. So ask yourself, are you getting low cost and award-winning service? If not, maybe it's time to call Schwab. Visit Sam at the Cheyenne Independent Branch or schwab.com/Cheyenne for more information. Charles Schwab and Company, Incorporated. Member SIPC.
When you are dealing with the Coin Shop to buy, sell, or trade your gold, silver, or other precious metals, you will be met with honesty, fairness, knowledge, and exceptional customer service. The Coin Shop has been serving Cheyenne since 1982 and is a respected member of our community. Call David today at 778-7196 to meet privately or visit during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. The Coin Shop, a dealer you can trust, 510 West 16th Street.
Would you rather walk across hot coals or have poison ivy everywhere? Some choices are a lose-lose, but it's all win-win at Taco John's. Choose 3 chicken street tacos or 3 chicken soft-shell tacos for just $5. Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
Our drive-thru is still open. Swing by for all your Taco John's favorites for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or order delivery from participating locations with the Taco John's app.
1480 KRAE is your home for live play-by-play coverage of high school basketball and football. Hi, this is Nick Brody inviting you to hear all the play-by-play calls of East, Central, and South football and basketball. You'll hear the conference action along with the postseason, and during the basketball season, 1480 KRAE features both boys and girls games. Catch all the exciting calls on AM 1480 KRAE, also streaming the games worldwide on the web at 1480KRAE.com.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be mostly sunny with highs around 88. For tonight, it'll be mostly clear with lows around 52 and winds out the south at 15 to 20 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be mostly sunny with highs around 85. And on Wednesday night, it'll be partly cloudy with a slight chance of rain showers with lows around 45.
Here, the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
And it's time now to talk Cheyenne 18 under extreme fast pitch as we get a chance to talk again a returner, Jade Reinhardt, who is the first baseman for the 18 and under extreme. And first off, we want to say congratulations, 2020 graduate. Who would have thought after last year you would go through a senior year like you did your last 3 months? You know what, on a personal note, tell us a little bit what that was like. I mean, your senior year is supposed to be, let's kick butt and take names and proms and all this other stuff. I mean, this, and especially in a small bedroom community like Torrington, that just had to be painful this year.
Yeah, it was definitely weird to not go to school every day and see everyone. I mean, like you said, we're such a small community that even just like going to the grocery store, I still saw some of my classmates, but it was not the same, and just school became just so weird doing it all online.
So as we got out of school and we finally found out that the extreme was going to be playing ball this year, I guess turning a negative into a positive, you had to be extremely happy, so to speak, that, hey, at least I can get back onto the diamond.
Oh, yeah, that was exciting news. I mean, that was definitely something to brighten up the whole not being able to go back to school. And so I just, I'd throw everything I had in doing drills whenever I could when I found out we were going to be able to play. So
as we know, you're a graduate of Torrington High School. So after, again, you're done with high school, have you got the next level all figured out? Do you know what you're going to do after this summertime?
Yeah, I'm going to go to UW, major in political science.
So just focus on school only, no sports, or maybe a possible club team out there, or just school only?
Right now I'm thinking school only.
Do you have any idea of what you're going to study out there at UW?
Political science.
Political science, all right. So you got that all squared away. Now, for this season of how abrupt and how just kind of bizarre it's already been with everything that's happening here in the nation, but what's kind of the focus right now where, again, you have school lined up. You don't have to worry about at least that next level opportunity or where you need to go. You have that all set in stone. So what's kind of the focus for you right now with the Cheyenne Extreme? What are your goals and what are you trying to get out of 2020?
I'm really just kind of making whatever season we have the best one, making memories with the team and just, winning. That's nice.
Well, and another thing, too, is as we talked off air, in addition to being a freshman next year at UW, you still have an opportunity to play again with the Extreme for another season. So, again, as we talked to you last year, this being your second season right now, let's talk about how things are with the Extreme from last year to this year. You have to be a little more relaxed and, you know some of the faces again.
Yeah, I'm definitely a little bit more comfortable this year than I was last year. I mean, at the beginning, it was weird. I only knew 3 people, and so it was just like we had to adjust. But this year it was like everything clicked right away, and we just picked off where we left off.
So let's talk about the Extreme 2020 team. Again, different kind of year as opposed to last year, and a lot of play here in our part of the world. It's not a bad thing, right? I mean, especially as you're traveling from Torrington. I mean, it's not a bad deal that you're playing ball a lot of them here in town.
Yeah, I like it a lot, actually. It's pretty cool to play here because then my family can travel from Torrington and watch, and so I like playing here a lot.
Is there an itch, though, again, where we've been kind of locked down, so to speak, where at least, hey, there was a whole adage of not going outside of the state borders, but now as things kind of relax, is there kind of an itch, though, personally, of, hey, I miss those Colorado tournaments or going up to the Dakotas or wherever it may be?
Yeah, I'm definitely ready to go playing, like you said, Colorado or South Dakota somewhere just to see more teams than we have here.
When you get a chance to be on the field, especially with teams that are coming up, we'll say from Colorado, as Nick mentioned, I don't know, do you get a chance to chat with any of the young ladies from the opposite teams and find out what it's like? Obviously Wyoming was the first to start doing this stuff where they're still looking for fields to practice on. I mean, do you get a chance ever to talk to your opponents and find out what's it been like down there?
I haven't personally. I mean, I just here it's pretty crazy.
Okay. So again, it's been an interesting situation for everyone. But as we focus on the season right now for Cheyenne Extreme, for you again, the main focus right now is that state championship, or at least that state tournament happening in Laramie later on. The possibility of that national tournament in San Diego is still up in the air. And again, we'll talk more, at least get that more information from head coach Adam Galicia. But right now, again, at least there is that opportunity to say, hey, you are a state champion in softball for one more time with the Cheyenne Extreme, but also to that kind of opportunity to compete on that national level, as you all had a taste down in Florida. Now to move over to California potentially still is an option for you. So talk about that, of having that, even though 2020 has been already a bizarre year and things have been canceled all over, but for you and your team, still have a chance to become champions in multiple ways.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty excited about that. Even with, like you were talking about state, we're really looking forward to going down to Laramie and just competing. And even if San Diego becomes a real possibility, just to get out there and show teams from all over what, Wyoming has, and that we're competitive.
I think of first baseman, and I go to the pros, and then I even think of, both six and even Cheyenne Extreme, and I think of first basemen that are usually big hitters, home run hitters. So let's talk about your hitting, because I remember last year it was a work in progress that you're improving every game. Are you hitting the long ball this year?
I haven't hit a home run yet, but I feel like I'm doing pretty good so far.
Is your eye better this year just because of playing last season with the Extreme? You know what to expect every time you step up to the plate?
I think so. I think I'm better now at recognizing, what my pitches are and when to hit them more than I was last year. That was definitely a struggle for me last year.
Are you seeing also, too, compared to last year to this year, where, again, I've been able to attend a few games where weather has not been the kindest out in this part of the world, where, hey, being able to play at Converse or Bremer, again, at least here in the city of Cheyenne, has been nice for the Cheyenne Extreme. But, again, weather, Mother Nature still tends to be our enemy as well, too, especially I look back to the Bremer contest, where the winds were just absolutely just against you all that entire day.
Yeah, we had to figure out how to hit, the right pitches to where they weren't flying in the air and popping out. So that was a struggle. But, yeah, the weather, I think we've learned to play with it. You
play on the left side at first base, and again, we always think of third base and shortstop getting the most action. But again, at first base, you have to kind of be on your toes all the time, because you get a lot of those slap hitters that like to go right between you and second. Defensively, talk about how you worked on your footwork to get you ready for this season.
I think at the beginning of practice, we do a lot of ladder drills. And honestly, as much as I hate doing those, I think that has really helped with my footwork and been able to pick up the pace on how fast my feet move. And so I think that's helped me a lot be ready for those.
You can help me work on it, because one of these days my 60 and over team is going to eventually play. All right, we want to thank Jade Reinhardt join us again. Congratulations on graduation this year. Again, a unique 2020 graduation. But again, we wish you all the best with the Extreme, and again, good luck at UW coming up in the fall. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with head coach Adam Galicia right after this here on 1480 KRAE.
Have you tried Digital Wallet from Platte Valley Bank? Add your Platte Valley Bank debit card to Google Pay, Samsung Pay, or Apple Pay and have the ability to purchase with just your phone. It's secure, simple, and accepted by millions of merchants worldwide. Try it today for a contactless way to pay.
You can count on Platte Valley Bank.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC.
Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Del Range across from Powers Field is a proud sponsor of our high school and LCCC student athletes. Chick-fil-A always offers 2 convenient drive-through lanes to pick up your order if you are on the go. Plus, they have an excellent dining room for the whole family. And remember to order ahead. Use the Chick-fil-A app on your phone. Stop into Chick-fil-A today, open Monday through Saturday, where you can enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Your home for the real chicken sandwich taste. Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Del Range.
At Kia of Cheyenne, we work hard to give you the best experience and value in a new vehicle. I'm AJ Miller, and the new 2020 Kia Optima has a lot of impressive available features. Standard 8-inch color display, auto emergency braking, and high beam assist. Available technology gives your compatible phone remote start with climate control, remote lock, or unlock roadside assistance. Come by Kia of Cheyenne, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy.
Did you know B&B Appliance and TV has a local warehouse where they stock a variety of appliances in a wide range of colors and finishes, including black and white? Their friendly staff realizes that one look isn't for everyone, and appliance shopping isn't always convenient. B&B Appliance offers free in-town delivery and disposal of your old appliances. They'll be there for you after the sale, too, because they always service what they sell. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
Are you looking for a pharmacist who will actually take the time to talk to you? Then come to Medicap Pharmacy. We're dedicated to healthcare only, which means we'll fill your prescription quickly, and then we'll make time to listen, answer your questions, explain your prescriptions, and tell you about possible drug interactions.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Brandt Audiology and Sherrard Hearing Centers have teamed up and are now Brandt Audiology and Tinnitus. Hi, I'm Dr. Ruby Zubrod. Our new team allows us to work with Audibel and all national hearing aid brands. We now cover many communities in the southeast Wyoming and western Nebraska area. Call to schedule your appointment so our team can help you with any hearing health care need. Call 426-4327 or find us at brandtaudiology.com.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
At First Tier Bank, we are proud to be a member of this great community and will always support all of our high school athletes. First Tier Bank takes great pride in sponsoring the live broadcast of the games and would like to wish all of our teams good luck. We share the credo with Newt Rockney when he said, "One man practicing sportsmanship is far better than 100 teaching it." It's all about the high school sports at First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, Cheyenne.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be mostly sunny with highs around 88. For tonight, it'll be mostly clear with lows around 52 and winds out the south at 15 to 20 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be mostly sunny with highs around 85. And on Wednesday night, it'll be partly cloudy with a slight chance of rain showers with lows around 45.
Got something to say? Then get it off your chest right now. Phone lines are open at 307-514-1071. Make your opinion count and call the show. Wyoming Sports Talk today.
Well, right now we get to talk to the 18 under Extreme head coach, Adam Galicia. And again, Coach, as we continue on with our Extreme conversation, I know Nick has more than me because I haven't had the opportunity just running around doing a lot of stuff, especially on the weekends. But I got to tell you, I look over at the Converse fields and see it full of life and seeing the parking lot overflowing. It actually just makes me feel good knowing that the ladies, and the guys, everybody is playing ball right now. And I know we had this conversation last week, but it's just the routine just got to get easier and easier for you now, knowing that, hey, we're going to play every day.
Yeah, we're at a point now where, for me personally, it almost feels like we're almost back to normal. Our daily lives, my work schedule, we're back to full shifts. No more 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Softball practice, everything's hitting back to normal. We're hitting our stride. Just being out in the community, everything's. You still see a lot of stuff, a lot of social distancing and stuff like that, but it's really feeling like life is getting back to a normal place.
And it's even a little bit different for you this year because you're home a lot. Again, Converse is the place to be right now on the weekends.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You Saturday, Sunday, almost every day of the week, there's games at Converse, there's games at Bremer, there's like our younger teams are all playing at the junior league fields. I mean, there's I would venture to say there's probably anywhere from 4 to 8 games a day, Monday through Sunday here in Cheyenne, where teams from Colorado are traveling here, teams from the other parts, Laramie, Wheatland, Torrington, a lot of the surrounding places, they're coming to town to play here.
Again, as we've talked about many a time with you, Coach, where, hey, Cheyenne's kind of that spotlight area right now, again, whether it is for American Legion baseball or at least softball as well, too, or at least this kind of region in general. But, as we talked about last week, the schedule is kind of fluid right now, and it fluctuates where, hey, games could be lost, games could be added. Again, anything is possible right now. But as we're seeing it advance further, and again, teams are seeing how it's being operated out in this part of the world. Have you been getting those calls, not just so much in the Rocky Mountain region, but from teams in Texas or Kansas or California teams? Hey, we're locked down, but we'd love to come out to Cheyenne. Are those basically, has your phone been kind of ringing off the hook with teams from around the nation saying, hey, we want to play?
Not so much around the nation. I mean, to be honest, a lot of the coaching, social media stuff that I belong to, everybody's around the country's kind of settled into a more of a regional type schedule. So we definitely got, we got teams from Nebraska coming in, teams from Colorado. We'll have teams Extreme Weekend, which I think we have a couple teams from South Dakota coming down here. We're getting calls, but also now that things are starting to open up around us, Colorado's, it's opening up in a different way. It's even hard to explain that. We were supposed to have 4 teams here this last Sunday. Teams ended up pulling out because they were able to do some playing down in Colorado, in Nebraska. So we ended up with just our doubleheader, which was still great to get that. So with things starting to open up a little, teams are starting to pull out of some of their commitments that they made to come here. And I understand they're going to, if you come in here for 2 or 3 games and you can actually go get 5 or 6 going to a tournament somewhere, then I understand that.
So with everything, or at least things slowly opening up, but again, obviously, as you talk about regional play for a lot of these states or a lot of areas, we look towards, again, later down the schedule where first you got to focus on Laramie with the Wyoming State Tournament, again, at least get a championship there. But again, as I've talked with Jade and we've kind of alluded to it, it still kind of dangles as a carrot right there as a possibility for you and your athletes of, hey, that national championship out there in San Diego, California, do you feel more confident now as you're seeing things open up more and more that is a reality now to head down to Southern California and compete on a national level?
Well, you're right. We're definitely coming up soon. We're looking to go into Rapid City. We're looking at Wyoming State. The reality is we're probably not going to make it out to San Diego, just because of the way the COVID hit families, people out of work, we have some, a couple people that are just getting back to work, and so money's kind of tight. It's about probably 99% sure we're not going to be making our way out west. And then still with the stuff going on in California, we're not sure what we're going to run into when we go out there. So there's a couple things that are going to be a little bit closer. They're trying to set up a big national tournament, more of a regional down in Denver, where it'll either be in Denver or in possibly in Steamboat. I got to put that to my parents. That's just come up within the last 2 days, basically yesterday and today. So we got to fill the parents out about that, see who's interested in going. We're still going to have that big tournament down for the Sparkler down there. That's kind of changed. Looks like it's going to be, instead of Denver, it's going to be in the Loveland area. That's that July 4th week. And so Colorado still cannot host tournaments, but they're reclassifying them as league games. So it's something in the terminology, the way you code what you're playing. They had this tournament this last week in Loveland, and it was the George Callan tournament that we were supposed to be in, but with the graduations we didn't make it. But they recoded it as USSSA League Week something /Callan, so it was still kind of tournament format, but they had to code it as league games in order to meet the guidelines. Colorado's still at the 25-person limit.
So again, they're trying to at least not so much skirt or at least get past the guidelines, but hey, let's alter it so hey we can get games underway. So again, it makes sense. But as you're alluding to, at least with the schedule, hey, you'll be able to, or at least looking to travel down to Colorado, travel up to Rapid City, South Dakota. Last time we talked with you, Coach, there was a 2-hour time limit that you could at least travel outside of the city of Cheyenne. Basically, are you saying right now that hey, things have relaxed as well too on that travel restriction for you? Yeah,
they've extended that out to from the base, to a 4-hour travel time, but they've actually extended it out to Mount Rushmore, which is where we're going to go play up, in South Dakota. So it's worked out perfect timing. We were holding on, and now we're able to go. And that's normally a pretty big tournament. Like I was telling you guys off the air. It's normally we run into some college freshman teams there and stuff, and so it's going to be some pretty good competition up there.
Let's get away from COVID-19. Let's talk about the team. And again, you're playing this really kick butt schedule right now, and the nice thing is you get to do it at home and go sleep in your own beds. And
you are currently on a 4-game winning streak as well too.
There's something to be said about that too, getting that opportunity to play at home here quite a bit. And talking with Jade earlier, the development of the team, what are you seeing of the positives right now, and maybe one or two things that you still need to work on?
Well, as where we're at as a team, we're actually in a good place. We're at the level we need to be pretty competitive right now. We're getting to the point now where all these repetitive drills that we've been doing are now getting pretty boring for the girls, so it puts pressure on the coaches to find new ways to do the same drills, or get the same effect out of what you're doing. Team settled in. The players have settled into whatever positions they're playing. Our pitchers are pretty rock solid right now. We're good behind the dish. We got a couple solid catchers. We're in a pretty good place. Now we just got to keep preaching work ethic. One thing about playing at home a lot is you get a little bit comfortable, so sometimes you change your schedule, what you're doing, instead of you're going to be on the road. So it's a lot easier. Once you're there, you're committed to it. So when you're at home, sometimes girls are showing up maybe right on time instead of 15, 20 minutes earlier than what they need to. That part of it, the external part of it, is seeing a big difference this year. But we're in a pretty good place. I'm pretty pleased.
Which is definitely good to see, again, where you have time right now, or at least under a month away from that state tournament happening over in Laramie, where, again, you'll compete for a state title against teams around, at least across the state of Wyoming. Have you been able to, while you're focusing on the Cheyenne Extreme and who your at least upcoming opponents will be and where you're going to be to finish out, or at least before you get that state tournament time, but have you been able to see stats or see footage on other teams around the state that you might be facing coming up July 9th over there in Laramie?
To be honest, Wyoming's a tough state to find out any information on. We always know about Gillette because Gillette and both us and Gillette travel to the same tournaments. We play in the same competition, and they've basically are like us. They have a team that's been together for a couple of years, and so we know what we're going to see when we face them. We got to see them earlier, in May. But the rest of the teams, right now, I got an email today. I think we have about 8 teams, and the 18 signed up for state tournament, which is good. We normally have the 4 or 5 teams. So with the high school softball coming in to play, a lot more of the towns are trying to get their 18 and under teams together, just to get the girls experience at a different level.
Who are those teams, out of curiosity? So again, you mentioned with us, Cheyenne, Gillette being 2 of the 6. I would assume 1 being Casper. But what other cities?
And so then you got Rock Springs, you got Green River, Riverton. Let's see. Now I'm going blank, but it'll pop in my head. Oh, I believe Worland also has a team. So it's a lot of towns that you don't normally see at the state level. When
they get a chance to showcase their upcoming softball teams as well. Coach, I want to go back to where you were talking about the drills with your team right now, and at this time last year, if I recall, nothing was getting done because the weather was just crap all during the month of June last year. Tell me how much easier it is to get things accomplished now, because we've been blessed. Yeah, we'll get a little burst here once in a while, but bottom line is, 80-degree temperatures, you can get a lot of things done. Does that kind of is that working an advantage to the young ladies?
Yeah, and then the good thing now is, we have a couple new players, but they were really talented players that came on the team this year. But the skills and drills that we were doing last year that we're doing now, it's second nature to the girls. We're really focusing now a lot of footwork, doing ladder drills, cone drills. We even got the girls doing jump ropes, which is all that related to footwork. So we're getting a lot quicker. So it's definitely nice. We don't have to worry about getting canceled out of anything right now. But like I said, now because we haven't been canceled out, now they're getting a little bit bored with what we are doing. So now it's put pressure on me, which I don't mind, to get new drills in.
One last thing for me is going to ask you, and Nick kind of skated around a little bit. Is there a possibility of adding more games to the schedule?
Yeah, we're definitely, we got the doubleheader tomorrow night. We got Garrett want to come in to do a couple doubleheaders. We got another team from Nebraska want to come in. We got some of our smaller towns wanting to come in to get some games. But right now, the reality is our June schedule, I was looking at it yesterday or the day before, we're looking at about possibly 25 to 30 games that we have coming up here in the next, say, 4 weeks. That are going to be there.
And let's talk about that upcoming matchup where you'll have a doubleheader, as we alluded to, coming up Thursday. 4 and 5:45 are the at least potential start times for it. You'll see a Colorado Rockettes team. Again, if you've seen many a time this season so far, again, in those games, you've seen a few victories, some losses. But, again, in these games that you played against Colorado Rockettes, it shifts an offense one way or the other, where you're either putting up 13, they're putting up 14. But what do you expect out of this, at least this Colorado Rockettes team? What do you need to do to make sure that you continue this 4-game winning streak?
Yeah, and typically when we play these doubleheaders, we kind of look at the first game as a pool play. Everybody gets in. We make sure everybody gets some playing time, and then especially with their coach Craig, we have understanding. Then that second game, it's a go get it game, and we both throw our best defenses out there, and hopefully we're hitting on the offensive side. So it's a good opportunity. They were the defending Colorado State champs last year, so it's not like it's fortunate that we're bringing in a team of that caliber that's able to come in and get multiple games here. We're looking to get our number 2, number 3, number 4 pitchers in there and get action against those type of tems, and build up some confidence with
All
what
right,
they're
Coach.
doing.
Well, we wish you all the best and good luck coming up here Thursday. Late afternoon at your home park, Converse Field. All right, we got to get ready to wrap things up here on 1480 KRAE. Do you have a?
Well, you want to talk about what's coming up tonight as well, too?
Well, I can tell you what's coming up tonight on our Golden Age of Radio Theater. Between 8 and 10, we'll have Gunsmoke. That'll be brand new to the roster, as we'll have that from 8 until 9, followed up by Suspense Theater from 9 until 10. On this date in history, as we get ready to say bye-bye again, thank you. Real quick, let's get the thank yous out to head coach Adam Galicia for the 18-under, his first baseman, Jade Reinhardt. We had earlier Garrett Oswald, who's the pitcher for Post 6, and head coach Lain. So thank you to our guests for making our afternoon just fly by once again. What do you got going on?
And I'll leave this up to Coach as well, too, as an option, as we do for those who stick around for the tail end. But it is June 16th. We'll go back to the year 2002. This, at least leader of the sport, or at least a well-known name, did this for the second time, at least in 2002.
Did this for the second time in 2002.
The second time in his career he won this. June 16th, 2002. How about the U.S. Open?
Okay.
All right, so if you got nothing...
You want to say Tiger Woods?
There you go. Tiger Woods wins a second, at least Open title, 3 shots ahead of runner-up Phil Mickelson on this date back in 2002.
Oh, I got Tiger Woods right. See, you didn't even help me out there. Way to go, Coach. All right, well, we're going to wrap things up here. We will be back with you again.